Lily, a curious 12-year-old girl, waved goodbye to her family as she boarded a small boat for a jungle exploration tour along the Amazon River. The day was bright, the water calm, and the dense jungle loomed beautifully around her. Hours later, a violent storm struck without warning. Dark clouds rolled in, and the boat was tossed by furious waves. Lily clung to the side, but a final surge capsized the boat, throwing her into the swirling water. She struggled to keep afloat as the current carried her deeper into the wild. Eventually, the river calmed, and Lily washed up on a muddy riverbank. Wet, shivering, and disoriented, she stumbled through the thick jungle. Every step took her further into the vast, unending rainforest. The chirping of insects, the distant calls of animals, and the rustling leaves surrounded her, a constant reminder that she was utterly alone. Nightfall brought new terrors. The rainforest, already dense and shadowy, turned pitch black. Lily built a shaky shelter with branches and leaves. As she sat inside, her heart beat loud in her ears. Strange bioluminescent plants began glowing faintly around her, lighting up the forest floor like an otherworldly scene. She tried to sleep, but the distant growls and screeches kept her wide awake. In the morning, she woke to find shadowy figures silently watching her from the trees. Terrified, Lily froze. They were members of an uncontacted tribe, painted and dressed in traditional clothes, holding spears and bows. After a long silence, the figures disappeared into the jungle, leaving Lily unharmed but shaken. Determined to keep moving, she stumbled upon a massive ancient tree, its trunk covered in mysterious carvings and glowing symbols. It stood like a sentinel in the heart of the forest. Curious and overwhelmed, Lily touched the carvings before continuing her journey. Her struggles weren't over. While following a riverbank, she disturbed a massive anaconda. The snake's scales glistened as it slithered past her, its sheer size terrifying her into stillness. Heart pounding, she escaped unscathed. Later, as hunger gnawed at her, a capuchin monkey appeared in the trees, chattering and holding bright red fruits. The little creature gestured for her to follow and led her to a tree full of edible food. For the first time in days, she smiled. As Lily traveled further, she fell into quicksand hidden beneath thick jungle mud. She panicked, but her wits kicked in. She reached for a strong branch and pulled herself out, mud-covered and exhausted but alive. Determined to survive, she pushed forward and discovered a breathtaking sight, the ruins of an ancient civilization. Stone statues, cracked walls, and moss-covered carvings hinted at a forgotten past. Her amazement deepened when she found a hidden entrance leading underground. Inside, Lily entered a cavern of wonders. Crystals glowed softly in shades of blue and green, lighting up the underground chamber. An underground stream reflected the dazzling light. Among the crystals, she discovered a small, mysterious compass, its needle glowing faintly as it pointed in one clear direction. She tucked it away, hopeful it might guide her out. Using the compass, Lily navigated the jungle with renewed purpose. The dense forest seemed less intimidating now, as sunlight occasionally broke through the trees. After days of struggle, she reached the river once again. Her heart leaped with joy when she saw a small boat in the distance. Waving her arms frantically, she shouted for help. The boat turned toward her, rescuers calling her name as they approached. Finally safe, Lily returned to her family, who embraced her with tears of relief and joy. But as she stood on the pier, smiling in their arms, her fingers curled around the glowing compass in her pocket. The Amazon had changed her, and its mysteries would stay with her forever.